Hi there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Boss Bounty video. And in this video we're going to be checking out all of the reveals from yesterday's Hasbro Star Wars fan stream, and as always I'll be offering you my thoughts while looking at the high-res images and of course letting you know the all-important pre-order information. Apologies, I would have made this video yesterday but I was actually attending my work Christmas party, but it doesn't matter anyway because Hasbro PR didn't send out the images or the press release. But here we are. Please hit the like button if you do happen to enjoy the video, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into this. Okay then, so we've got 4 figures to look at today, and all 4 of them make up an entire wave. It's a fan channel wave, which means they will be available to order at places like Amazon, Entertainment Earth if you're in the US, if you're in the UK, Star Action Figures, In Demand Toys, places like that. Be sure to check out my social medias and things like that for links at 1 PM EST today, which is Friday the 12th of December, which is also 6 o'clock UK time. So first up, I want to talk about General Veers, as this is a particular character that I've been waiting quite a while for them to do, especially since we've got the all-new Imperial Officer sculpt. And as always with these things, there are positives and negatives that I want to talk about. Now, first of all, the positives. The figure in general looks absolutely fantastic. I think it looks great. Just what I was hoping for from a General Veers in his battle armor. And going by the images that we have, the portrait and likeness of the actor Julian Glover looks pretty on point, which is something that we would expect these days because the standards that they have been showing recently, you know, with the head sculpts of particularly new figures, is really, really good in the main. They seem to be nailing the head sculpts. Some characters they still seem to have a few issues with, but this one, I think he looks pretty good. And he is going to go very, very nicely with the Snowtrooper Commander, which I will come on to in a minute. And all we need now to complete that is the ATAT driver. Now for the negatives. First of all, regarding the figure itself, it looks to be that the armor isn't removable, which means with this figure at least we can't display Veers in his officer's uniform. But to be honest, that doesn't really bother me that much because I'd be more than happy for them to release General Veers on the Imperial Commander card back to finish off the 96. In fact, I was pretty much only talking about that particular card back in last week's Ask Boss Bounty on Sunday. But the real issue for me with this release is the decision to use the VC05 ATAT Commander card back, which is something that I thought they'd moved away from. You know, they seem to be using alt images these days for figures that have, you know, been released previously in the vintage collection. And for some reason with this one, they've kept the ATAT Commander card back with those, you know, with the scene with the ATATs in it and everything, rather than using the image that I think we all would rather them use, which is the front-on view of General Veers in the ATAT, standing next to the Snowtrooper Commander. And I just think those two card backs would have gone very, very nicely together. So I just think it might be a slight missed opportunity on that card back. You know, we're getting one that we've already got basically, so what are you going to do? But anyway, you know, that's the only real negative for me is the card back issue. The figure looks absolutely superb. Very, very happy with it. And as I said, it's one that I've wanted in the line for a long time. Just that card back, that's the issue, that's all. Okay, so moving on to the Snowtrooper Commander. This is a straight repack from the Stormtroopers of the Empire 3-pack. A great figure and one I'm very happy to see on his own card. Not everyone will be happy, but repacks from these 3 packs is nothing new. It should be expected. They've done it plenty of times in the past. It is a fan channel wave, so it won't be clogging up the pegs in brick and mortar stores or anything like that. So that is the plus, I guess. They have chosen the perfect image, in my opinion. It's pretty much the only image that they could choose, really. And as I mentioned before, it would have gone perfectly had they used the Veers image that I put up on screen earlier, but they haven't. They've gone for a pink name pill for this one, which is a little bit surprising for me. I thought they'd go with red, but maybe they just wanted to sort of clearly define it from the standard Snowtrooper, which obviously does have that red name pill, red panel behind the figure. Maybe they'd look a bit too similar if they were to do that. So they've gone with the pink, and that's fair enough. Okay then, so next up, we're going to be taking a look at Poggle the Lesser from Attack of the Clones. Now, this is the only all-new figure in the wave, but man, have they done a fantastic job with this one. The details on the figure, both from a sculpt and paint application point of view, are top notch in my opinion. Blows the Saga Collection version out of the water, as you would expect. And I did love the way that they promoted it in the stream using the old balcony piece from the Arena playset. I think a lot of people thought that we might be getting a new playset because they used that, but it was from the old playset from, what, 2002 or whatever it was. And the photo that they used next to Django and Dooku, which is 2 figures that obviously we've got, you know, and with this new Poggle, that will be 3 really up-to-date modern figures in the vintage collection that are going to look absolutely fantastic together. So very, very happy that they've gone with Poggle the Lesser. Another figure, of course, from the Battle of Geonosis theme, and I'm sure if you're looking at that figure that it will open up the likelihood of a new Geonosian warrior to go with him, which is obviously good to see. But overall, I am really, really happy with this figure. It ticks a number of boxes and is a great example of how good 3.75 inch figures can be. Now, to round off the wave, we have another repack, this time a figure from the HasLab Cantina. Now, you can't tell me that you didn't see this coming, right? Greedo on his original 96 Kenner card back was always going to happen. The minute we saw him in the HasLab on that alternative image card back, to me, it was inevitable that this would happen. They probably didn't want to lock that original 96 card behind an expensive HasLab, and a fan channel wave is the perfect opportunity to offer him on his original card. And yeah, I'm happy they've done it, man. I was waiting for Greedo to be on that original 96 card. The last time we had that was from the Vintage Saga collection, so this is the updated Greedo on the OG card, which is great. The Greedo itself is an amazing figure. It really is. So if you didn't open that one up from your HasLab Cantina, then now you get the opportunity to do so. So if you only bought one Cantina, wanted to keep them carded, you now have that awesome Greedo. And regarding the card back as well, we now have 2 Greedos or 2 different card backs, and I think that's the kind of thing that will be like a talking point in 10 years time or whatever it is. You know, like a collector talking point, you know, very, very similar to those 2 Senate guards that we got on alternative card backs, and a little bit like the change in name pill for Darth Vader and Anakin on, what was it, VC13. You know, these are all sort of like collector talking points that people still talk about years and years later, and I think Greedo might be the same. You're going to be displaying your card backs on your wall if you're a carded collector, and you're going to have 2 different cards for Greedo, same figure. I always think that sort of thing's pretty cool, but that's just me. In terms of VC numbers for these 4 figures, Poggle the Lesser is going to be VC391, General Veers is going to be VC392, Greedo will be VC393, so it gets a different number to his HasLab version, and then we have VC394, which is the Snowtrooper Commander. As I mentioned earlier, pre-orders will go up at 1 PM EST Friday 12th of December, which is today currently, 6 PM in the UK, and as always there will be links either in the description or the comments of this video, and also on my social media if you want to be able to pick those up. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about all of these reveals. Let me know what you think about the whole wave in itself. Remember, this is a fan channel wave, will be available on Amazon, etc. Let me know in the comments. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks to my Patreon supporters and channel members as always. Your support means a great deal to me and is greatly appreciated, so thank you so much. Thank you for watching, everybody, and we shall see you on the next one.